Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, the number one place for people who love design, art and all things creative. I'm Jacqueline and I'm an interior architect and designer here at D&B. In today's video, I want to talk about how different design elements create atmosphere in movies, and most importantly, how those different design elements affect our emotions as the audience. With the 93rd Academy Awards just gone, I really wanted to do a film that was about movies and highlighting the work that different designers and the crew do behind the scenes that make the movies we know and love truly spectacular. Of course, we praise actors for their craft and talent, but in my opinion, the people behind the scenes are the ones who are the real craftsmen. Now, I want to make it clear that I am not a set designer. Nope. However, I did study set design at university within my degree, and actually a lot of interior designers do go on to become production designers, but just to make it clear, I'm no expert. But if you're like me, then maybe you're fascinated by the world of movies and what it takes to actually create whole movie worlds from absolutely nothing. Or maybe you're interested in designing movies and you want to go into the film industry. Either way, this video is for you guys. So if you're interested, let's jump in. So when a film's in its early stages and there's a lot of talk about what the film's going to be about and what it's going to look like, a lot of time gets spent trying to develop the scenography. Scenography is essentially a word that means the design of theatrical scenery, and it encompasses a wide variety of different aspects such as set design, props, sound design, cinematography, hair and makeup, costume design, lighting, music, visual effects, blocking, colour grading, and of course the actors themselves. Sometimes this can be referred to as mise en scène, which simply translated means staging. It's all the components that are captured in one frame. And I think that all these elements help to tell the story, but also enhance the storyline itself. For example, could you imagine a horror film without a creepy interior? That would feel weird, right? So both the set design and props are key ways of influencing your emotions as a viewer and creating atmosphere in the movie. Sometimes the interior setting is used to convey certain things, like in Parasite. Bong Joon-ho and Lee Ha-jun, the production designer, were both very meticulous in creating a house that separated the rich family from the poor family. Providing sketches of the floor plans Ho created whilst writing the script, the director prioritised the specific choreography he had in mind for his actors in his overall brief from the film. It's no mistake that the poor Kim family live in a house that is on a lower ground floor level, and the wealthy Park family live on a mansion atop a hill, cleverly portraying the social structure of rich and poor people. The idea here was to visually show that the Kims are at the bottom of the socio-economic ladder and how far poorer people have to climb up the social ladder to create a better life for themselves. Specifically in the scene where the Kims are rushing home in the rain, we see how far they actually decline from the height of the Park's home, highlighting both the physical distance between the social classes, but also the vast differences and separation between them as well. Now, I think we both know that this wouldn't quite be a scenography video if I didn't mention Wes Anderson. Wes and his production designer Adam Stockhausen are two people I would say, if you ask me, who makes the most creative sets that transport you to that location? To me, creating small details and things that are perhaps seen within the film for a split second are what truly makes atmosphere in movies. Now, interiors aside, even the maps and exterior maquettes created to show the viewer the location and feel of where you are in the world just adds even more to the mise en scène. And the Grand Budapest Hotel isn't even a real place, even though I would love it to be. It's just a miniature model, and the exterior filming was done in Germany. But sadly, the pink classic hotel doesn't exist, but it was very heavily influenced by the Grand Hotel Pup in the Czech Republic. I think we can all agree that the powerful colour palettes are just a reflection of the quirky characters and the hilarious script writing. But of course, production design can be boring as well and just reflect the life of a normal person, and therefore we see plain, simple interiors or even very messy ones. But I find that the ones that add character and atmosphere to movies are the ones that have done extensive research and paid attention to the detailing. They just really take the movie to the next level. Another way to elevate the atmosphere in film is to play around with lighting. Of course, lighting is a huge part of scenography and can change your emotions as an audience entirely. Again, I know I keep talking about horror movies, but horror movies would not be horror movies without the classic uplighting technique, or playing with shadows to hint that something bad is about to happen. And I think that a franchise that uses lighting really well was the Indiana Jones franchise. Here in the Temple of Doom, red lighting is used to evoke a sense of fear and danger onto the viewer. And in fact, when anything dramatic is about to happen, the light is clearly directed at Indy in a very obvious way, which I think films tend to do less nowadays. But remember, back in 1981 when this film first came out, there weren't many visual effects available, so lighting was used instead to create the atmosphere. And of course, visual effects have a huge part to play nowadays in creating atmosphere, and in fact some films even rely on it to create whole worlds. Can you just rely on visual effects to create movies though? Well, in my opinion, hell yeah. Sorry, Martin Scorsese. I have nothing but the utmost respect and awe for the designers and visual artists who spend hours, days, if not years, rendering and re-rendering individual frames for these movies. Shout out to you guys. And until you sit down at a computer and render something 3D for yourself from scratch, I don't think you have any right to say what is or isn't cinema. Nonetheless, visual effects are now monumental in creating atmosphere in film. Let's talk about colour. Colour psychology is so clever in movies, and it can be done in a harsh or subtle way. A lot of the time we see actors' clothes change colour over the course of 2 hours if their personality has changed over that time. Or like in Home Alone on set, only green and red colours were used to enforce the feeling of a traditional family Christmas. More recently, in Promising Young Woman, I thought that colour was used in two very specific ways. The pastel colours of the daytime showed how Cassie appeared to the others on the outside and how they perceived her, but hints of harsh reds and blues are thrown in to show the anger and the revenge she feels inside and the darker side of her intentions. Also hinting to the audience that something bad's about to happen. The scene with the lawyer cleverly showed 2 dead plants, which either shows that he's shit at keeping plants alive, or how he felt on the inside because of his blameworthy actions. The whole lawyer scene was really poignant, and I thought it gave a new depth to the film. Other than the interior setting, what the characters wear is also crucial in giving us more information about them, but also adding to the mise en scène. Sometimes costume design is used to transport us to another decade and make us understand the vibe of a certain time. Sometimes costumes pick up on different cultures and show us where the characters are from and their culture. One film that I think is absolutely amazing for this is Black Panther, and costume designer Ruth Carter even won an Oscar for her brilliant work. Elements of different African countries merged to create this Afro-futuristic ensemble of garments, leaving us as an audience with a complete knowing of the character's home and traditions. In costume design sometimes, and more often than not, characters are placed in brighter clothes so that they stand out against the extras. And I know that's not very impressive or wowing, but nonetheless the costume has been used in a way to enhance the atmosphere. I'm interested, what's your favourite costume design in movies? Let me know below. And alongside costume comes hair and makeup, which has a huge part to play. Again, certain makeup trends and haircuts instantly take us to another time in history. Or perhaps they're just methods of enhancing a character's persona. Most notably, Miranda Priestley's domineering hairstyle, who to this day still scares me and infuriates me at the same time. And of course, there are also times where special effects, makeup and hair are used to completely change the actor's image, transforming them into a whole new person. However, I'm not going to sit here and act like these elements are the only ones that combine together to create atmosphere in film. There's sound design, the actor's performance, cinematography, film scoring, and the list just goes on and on. But you can see how the handful of elements I did mention all add together to make the movies we know and love truly spectacular and unforgettable. I hope that you learned something from this video, and let me know in the comments your favourite film that created amazing scenography. If you're new to our channel, then I just want to say welcome. On this channel we talk about interior design, architecture, illustration, content creation, graphic design, and all that cool creative stuff in between. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe. Leave me a movie camera emoji down below to let me know that you enjoyed this video or learned something new, and if you liked it then please give it a big thumbs up, because by doing that you actually really help our channel to grow and reach more people. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!